Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike O'Neill, and I'm Villanova's Senior Vice President for University Advancement. And I'm thrilled to join with all of you on this truly historic day for Villanova University and the law school. Joining me on stage this afternoon is Joe Tate, Chair of the Law School's Board of Consultors, our University Provost, Patrick Magidi, Paul Tafano, Chair of the Villanova University Board of Trustees, Law School Dean John Gatanda, our President, Father Peter Donahue, and of course, Chuck Widger and his wife, Barbara. We are here to celebrate a transformational $25 million gift from Charles Widger. And I think we can kick off the day. Thank you. The first of many ovations, I'm sure. From financial aid to faculty support to curricular development and academic programming, this gift will touch every aspect of the Villanova experience for our law students, today and in perpetuity. It's a remarkable commitment and reflects Chuck's longstanding dedication to the university and his passionate support of the education and training of Villanova lawyers. And we are truly delighted to honor him today. Let me provide some additional context to this gift. Chuck's gift is the largest in the law school's history and the second largest in Villanova's history. It has also brought us to a pivotal point in our comprehensive capital campaign for the greater great, the Villanova Campaign to Ignite Change. This $600 million campaign, which launched publicly just over 2 years ago, underpins all that we do here at Villanova day in and day out, from academic and co-curricular experiences to facilities and faculty support. And with Chuck's contribution, we are thrilled to announce that we have surpassed $500 million in gifts and pledges, 85% of our overall goal. Oh, there you go. It also brings the law school's campaign total to $56.5 million. And within the context of the broader university campaign, the Villanova Law Campaign to Ignite Change is designed to provide foundational support for programs and priorities specific to the law school, which includes innovative centers of excellence, externships and clinics, and scholarships for our deserving students. I know that one of Chuck's greatest hopes is that his generosity will inspire additional gifts in support of legal education at Villanova. And I'm confident, Chuck, that it will accomplish just that and much, much more. I'm now pleased to invite University President Father Peter Donahue to speak more about this transformational gift to Villanova.
Thank you, Mike, and welcome to everyone. I'm delighted to see so many members of the law school community here, particularly so many members of the student body, and to, I should say, to the third-year students, the 3 Ls, as you like to be called. You will be the first people to graduate from Villanova University's Charles Widger School of Law. Congratulations. I'm sure Chuck can attest to the fact that this decision to make a $25 million gift is not made lightly. A gift of this size sends a powerful message to our students, our faculty, our staff, and most importantly to our alumni and the greater law and business communities about the value of a Villanova law degree. Chuck shares our vision for a law school that is forward-thinking, but remains true to our Augustinian and Catholic mission and history. His support underscores his firm belief in the strength of the Villanova experience and his unwavering confidence in the law school's future. I can think of no better way to recognize his dedication to the education of Villanova lawyers and his extraordinary generosity than by naming the school in his honor. Chuck and Barbara, could you step forward, please? And I invite all of you to rise. Many of you already are, and raise your glasses to toast Chuck and his wife Barbara, in recognition for this incredible gift of $25 million, and to mark this historic occasion at Villanova University in naming the Charles Widger School of Law. Congratulations. You have to drink. And I remind all of you, there are many more things to name at Villanova. It is now my pleasure to welcome the chairman of the Villanova University Board of Trustees, Paul Tufano. Paul?
Thank you, Father. Good afternoon. This is an extremely special moment for the law school, one that as an alum of the law school and as chair of the Board of Trustees is really exciting for me, and I'm so proud to be able to share this with all of you today. Chuck Widger is the embodiment of the American dream. Like many, he came from humble immigrant roots. He worked hard. He served his country in the Navy. He took advantage of the power of education, including earning a law degree from Villanova, the school that now bears his name. And he ultimately went from practicing law to practicing entrepreneurship, building a business that today is one of the most successful companies in the financial services industry, Brinker Capital. In more than 30 years of working with the investor community, Chuck became an industry expert, commentator, and author. And like many who have lived the American dream, Chuck has exhibited the courage to take on new and challenging risks, the initiative to create opportunities, and the inspiration to incite others to follow. We call these people leaders, innovators, strategists, catalysts, and Chuck is definitely in these ranks. But as much as Chuck Widger is the embodiment of the American dream, he is also the embodiment of what it means to be a Villanovan. Like many who have lived the Villanova dream, Chuck's business and financial success are exceeded by his strong sense of community, his unabiding compassion for others, his unwavering integrity, and his incredible humility. St. Augustine wrote that unless humility precedes, accompanies, and follows whatever we do, we will find that we have done little good to rejoice in. Pride will bereft us of everything. To know Chuck Widger is to know that humility has always preceded, accompanied, and followed everything that he has done. It is part of his DNA. We call these people who've lived the Villanova dream mentors, counselors, problem solvers, leaders, colleagues, and friends. And Chuck is all of those things. In 2014, Chuck co-authored a book that became a New York Times bestseller about behavioral finance. The title of the book was Personal Benchmark. I don't think you will find anyone who is the embodiment of the words personal benchmark more than Chuck Widger. And you won't find a better person to be your personal benchmark than Chuck. And you wouldn't find a more wonderful person whose name should adorn our wonderful law school. A famous poet from India once wrote, "I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy." It is my pleasure and my honor to introduce a man that has spent every waking moment turning his dreams of joy into a life of service, and whose life of service has meant joy for so many, and many more yet to come, Chuck Widger.
Please, thank you. Wow. Amazing. Mike O'Neill, thank you for your generous remarks. And congratulations on your leadership of this fantastic capital campaign for this university. And Father Peter, thank you for your eloquent toast. It'll be remembered by my family for years to come. Thank you. And Paul Tufano, what a remarkable man. Paul Tufano, you are one of the finest graduates of this university and this law school. And I can't think of a person I'd rather have introduce me more than you. Thank you. Now, Father Peter, you've done a great job of putting this crowd together today. I think this is amazing. I've only got one problem with you. You don't believe in free speech. This is not a free speech, Father Peter. We got to have a good time, right? We're here to have fun today. We're going to have some fun. This is really a remarkable institution. I've got some prepared remarks I'll do. But it really is a remarkable institution. It takes young people, like all these young people we have here today. You get a fantastic education. There is no better legal education in America than an education at Villanova. And then you all go out into the communities all over the East Coast and throughout the country, and you provide service to other people. How can you not support and love an institution like Villanova Law School? Donors, large and small, make investments because they believe in an institution's leadership and the strategic directions they set. As of today, for the greater great, the Villanova Campaign to Ignite Change has raised over $500 million from more than 61,000 donors. University alumni, administrators, faculty, and friends have enthusiastically embraced Villanova as one of America's leading academic institutions and have emphatically endorsed Father Peter's leadership and the strategic plan which charts our university's future. I have been on higher education boards for over 19 years now. Father Peter, yours is the finest academic leadership I have seen. Thank you. My hat's off, too, to the university campaign co-chairs, Terry O'Toole and Jim Davis. Terry, in his then role as chair of the University Board of Trustees, and through his leadership gift of $10 million, set the tone. Standing up and setting a campaign goal of $600 million takes intelligence and courage. And I know of no one who loves Villanova more than Jim Davis. Jim's $50 million gift to investment in the Villanova School of Business is at once breathtaking, energizing, and inspiring. In discussing this transformational gift by Jim and his wife Kim, Jim explained, "I love Villanova. The university has given me a lot in my time here and after my time here. But just as importantly, I believe in the Villanova University's exceptional education. There is a spirit here at Villanova, and I believe in that spirit and the values that Villanova stands for. This is an outcomes-motivated gift where our investment will have exponential returns both here at Villanova and throughout the world, literally." Donors have also enthusiastically embraced the leadership and strategic direction of our law school. As of today, more than 2,800 alumni, administrators, faculty, and friends have enthusiastically embraced our campaign to ignite change at Villanova Law. Donors, large and small, have now given and committed to gifts totaling more, as Mike indicated, more than $56 million. Campaigns like ours are made successful both by the thousands of small contributions which form the base, the foundation of the campaign pyramid, and the several large top-of-the-giving pyramid gifts. Each gift is essential. Each gift funds the strategic initiatives which guide the truly innovative legal education experience John Gatanda and his administration are creating for our students. The number and total amount of our gifts to the campaign are a clear endorsement of the direction of this law school. And this endorsement is made even more emphatic by the due diligence and ongoing engagement by the larger donors. Jeff Morad, John Scarpa, Eleanor and Joe McCullen, Connie and David Gerard DiCarlo have done thorough due diligence. Established leaders in their careers, they have evaluated the law school's leadership with care, examined the strategic directions which have been set, and tested for the establishment of positive momentum. John, your sure-footed and confidence-building blend of intelligence, integrity, inclusiveness, and decisiveness has brought us all together in support of this law school and its innovative strategy, which is and will continue to ignite change, and seize for our graduates the opportunities which have been created by the recent disruption and change in the structure of the legal profession. Like other significant donors to the university and the law school campaigns, I have thought very carefully about this investment by myself and my family. About 3 years ago, John Gatanda and Jim Garvey, the Director of Development here at the law school, approached me for this naming gift opportunity. You know, these kinds of things are always opportunities. And after I got over my initial reaction, which was somewhere between, oh my, who me, and the fabulous 76ers radio play-by-play announcer, Todd McGinnis, exclamation, "Are you kidding me?" I realized they were serious. That's what happened. I let it roll around in my mind for a while, and then I thought, well, maybe. To make an investment of this magnitude, there must be a compelling philanthropic value proposition. I decided to test for its presence first through a professional lens, and second, through a personal filter. I am a professional investor. Success in investing, as in most all endeavors, requires principles, process, discipline, and a focus on outcomes. Let's evaluate this opportunity then through a set of well-considered due diligence tests. Like Jim Davis, I'm interested in significant returns on my investments. Any successful enterprise, be it a business, a university, a law school, has to have 3 essential elements in place. They are culture, strategy, and people. Are these 3 elements present here at Villanova Law School? The university and its law school have deeply rooted in their culture values that are fundamental to the Augustinian tradition. These important values include ethics, service to community, excellence in education, and an expectation that each of us need to do our best. It is this belief system which creates the spirit at Villanova Jim Davis describes. So for culture, we have it. Check. What about strategy? Does it differentiate and create value? Is it being successfully implemented? Where law meets business does differentiate the law school from its competitors and creates real value for our students, those who employ our students, and those who are served by those employers. John and his administration have effectively designed, persuasively articulated, and are successfully implementing an innovative strategy, creating a comprehensive curricular experience. Implementation is key. It is not enough to have a good idea. To have outcomes, there must be execution. Walter Isaacson, prize-winning biographer of Benjamin Franklin and Steve Jobs, admonishes, innovation without execution is hallucination. Or as Dan Gilbert, CEO of Quicken, owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers and employee of LeBron James, puts it, innovation is to be rewarded. Execution is the vital key. So strategy, check. And then there are the people who make up the law school community. Just look around you. We have a faculty of world-class teacher scholars, a talented group of law school administrators with a highly committed and engaged senior team. I have had the privilege over the last 9 years to get to know many of those who serve on the law school's board of consultors. These women and men are accomplished professionals and engaging personalities. I admire them greatly. And of course, our students are all very bright, hardworking, and full of potential. And then there is the leadership. I would not have made this investment but for the leadership of Father Peter and John Gatanda. People, check. The basic foundations for this case for investing in the law school were in place when my wife Barbara and I made our initial investment of $1.35 million 3 years ago. What was needed then was capital to jumpstart the execution of the law school strategy. This initial investment was seed capital for the Center for Law and Entrepreneurship, the Clinic for Physical and Mental Health, and the Center for Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance. Since then, donors large and small have joined in, and execution has proceeded at a high level. John Scarpa and Connie and David Gerard Carlo have endowed, made permanent, these 2 vital centers. As I noted, more than 2,800 other donors have made gifts to our endowment to support scholarships, professorships, and important initiatives. These significant investors, plus thousands of others, combined with the ongoing implementation of the strategy and attractive improvements in generally accepted law school metrics like bar school passage rates and year-over-year increase in applications signal that our law school has established meaningful momentum. Now, as an investor in this point in the execution of our Where Law Meets Business strategy, I am no longer providing seed capital. In investment parlance, I am a value investor. My investment, along with all of your investments in the law school, will create significant value. And as Jim Davis says, exponential returns. The best is truly yet to come. The value of a Villanova legal education in this law school will inevitably rise in the marketplace in the years to come. Let me be more specific about the details of the law school's value proposition at this point. Our vision is clear. And first, I must note that while our change is our pole star, we are, of course, focused on graduating students in the Villanova law tradition. They will be competent in the analytical skills required of all lawyers. They will know that the successful practice of law requires the highest ethical standards. Ethics has always been part of our DNA. Now, Connie and David Gerard DeCarlo's endowment of the Center for Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance makes ethical conduct in the practice of law central to the law school experience. And through the remarkable advisory board David and Connie are assembling, along with the symposia this center will sponsor, our commitment to ethical and professional and personal behavior will be clear to all. And through our clinics, our students will have an awareness of the issues facing challenged communities and have experience in serving those communities. In short, our students will be prepared to be Villanova lawyers, lawyers who are good stewards of the rule of law. What's new and innovative is the curricular experience and emphasis. 85% of our graduates have practices involved in representing business clients. It is our niche. It is what our alumni do well. It is in and through the Scarpa Center for Law and Entrepreneurship that we are building on this core strength at the intersection of law and business. As part of the Scarpa Center experience, students will be introduced to business basics. Through intra-semester modules, they will benefit from the Joseph Del Rosso Financial Literacy module and modules which cover law firm economics, project management, and governance for profit and not-for-profit enterprises. Moreover, the Scarpa Center will engage our students and make them aware of what entrepreneurship is and how entrepreneurship and innovation fuel our dynamic economy through imagination, creativity, drive, and the courage to take risks. Our students will meet entrepreneurs, and most importantly, they will develop a practical understanding of how to provide advice to these wealth creators. My lawyer of 28 years, Peggy Farrell, offers this invaluable insight about representing businesses. She points out, I can get anyone to do the technical work. What differentiates me is I understand my clients' businesses, and therefore my advice is relevant. And now, with a portion of my investment, the Scarpa Center will house the Charles Widger Endowed University Professorship. This university professorship, based in the law school, will be an interdisciplinary faculty position which links the law school and the university's business school. The scholar will teach at both, thereby bringing a significant new added dimension to the academic experience. I summed up my professional investor perception of the philanthropic value proposition this way in an email to John Gatondo over the holidays. The strategy you conceived, developed, and are implementing is just too much fun to resist. I get it professionally. Viewed through a professional lens which tests for the presence of culture, strategy, and people, the law school now presents a compelling value proposition. The great investor Ron Barron sums up the case for making an investment this way. Find someone with a dream who can implement it and invest in them. I believe there is also a personal dimension to a philanthropic investment like this. We make these investments because they are personally meaningful. They are an expression of what's important to us, our beliefs, and they reward the institution for what it has done for us. My Villanova legal education has been of exceptional value to me in my career. I have no doubt of its importance. Zero, none. In preparing my remarks today, I've reflected on my career and how best to share it with you all today. Perhaps the best way to frame my career is in terms of three fundamental decisions I made. My Villanova law degree played a key role in making and implementing each of these fundamental choices. These choices taught me these three key lessons. master your industry, bet on yourself, and there is value in service to others. The first important career choice and its lesson, which is only clear in retrospect, was to master my industry, the wealth management segment of the financial services industry. On graduation from Villanova Law in 1973, I worked first for the Pennsylvania Attorney General for 3 years and then private practice for a year. I decided I wanted to become focused on tax law and was recruited by a law school classmate to work in a financial planning group at a large financial services firm, later known as Cigna. Our group provided financial planning services to the firm's top advisors and their clients. The product manufacturing functions provided advisors with an array of financial products, some proprietary, some non-proprietary. The financial products implemented the financial plans we developed for the business owner clients of the top advisors. The firm's business philosophy was rooted in the principle, serve first. Serve the interest of your client first, and you will get well paid. I enjoyed developing an expertise in a large body of tax law through daily practice and by earning an LLM in taxation. Of necessity, I also learned a lot about financial products and how they are manufactured and distributed. After 3 years, I was selected to run the firm's financial planning operations on a national basis. Being in the home office, I learned a lot more about the overall wealth management business itself. I learned about budgeting, recruiting, HR, systems, business planning, thinking nationally, and strategic planning. It was very interesting work. Then one night in the study of our home in Connecticut, I was reading some paragraph III in the regulations to the Internal Revenue Code. After a time I paused, I looked up and I thought to myself, you do this for another 30 years and you will be odd. I got up the next morning and decided I would pursue management, marketing, and the investment business. I then found my way to a real estate investment firm where I had a marketing and distribution role focused on insurance companies and regional brokerage firms. I developed a relationship with the CEO of one of the insurance companies, and together we started as a subsidiary of the insurance firm, the early venture capital version of Brinker Capital. I am not reluctant to provide seed capital when I see significant opportunity. Once I got the venture capital version started, I was asked to be the CEO of that firm's investment operations, which focused on the wealth management marketplace. So my Villanova law degree helped me secure a tax and financial planning position in which I learned a great deal of technical material and became acquainted with the basics of running a national enterprise. Originally, I thought I would go back to private practice. The business owner clients of the insurance industry's top advisors were frequently represented by very fine law firms. I had prepared myself for the opportunity to join one, but I made a different choice. What I wound up doing through a series of different roles and responsibilities was to develop a broad and reasonably sophisticated grasp of the wealth management industry. I chose to put this knowledge and the skills I developed, to work as an entrepreneur. A few years ago, Professor Richard Harvey of this law school invited me to be a guest lecturer in one of his courses. I did the lecture and had a lot of fun. Dick generously invited Barbara and I to his home for dinner. Dick's wife cooked a terrific meal. And during dinner, it surfaced that she is a professional coach for Fortune 100 CEOs. I asked what distinguished the best. She said 3 things. First, they are all very bright and hardworking. Second, they are presented with ethical choices all the time. They are very good at making ethical choices. And third, early in their career, someone put them in roles outside their comfort zone. My Villanova law degree helped me establish the professional competence and confidence to pursue and perform roles and responsibilities outside my comfort zone. That confidence is based in significant part on the habits of mind law school and the practice of law develop. We lawyers view circumstances and people very carefully. We sift through the facts, test the evidence, recall and discover relevant principles, apply them to the facts, and determine the likely outcomes. We use our legal mental models to guide our clients. Well, in business, management, and investing, there are also tested concepts which become valuable principles you use in shaping and executing a value proposition for a marketplace. The intellectual tools of analysis and expression we learn and practice as lawyers are clearly transferable to decision-making in business. I have worked at developing and refining these tools during my entire career, still do, as a matter of fact. This vital work began here at Villanova. So the first decision in this lesson on reflection was to learn my industry through a variety of roles, responsibilities, and companies. The second decision was to become an entrepreneur. When you decide to become an entrepreneur, you are betting on yourself. You are betting on your ideas, skills, risk tolerance, and capacity for personal growth. By 1991, I had been in the wealth management industry for 18 years. I liked the investment business and preferred to be on my own. I wanted to build a business with a few talented people. Four of these people are here with me today. But for John Coyne, Noreen Beeman, Phil Green, and Bill Miller, this investment in our law school would not have been possible. Scott Higgins, a great friend of mine for almost 50 years now, you're that old, Scott, offered in a tavern on Wall Street, this is not a joke, in a tavern on Wall Street, a concept which remains central to Brinker's business model. And as an aside, also here today are three other college fraternity brothers, Lou Mangus, Bob Walters, and Bud Haldeman. Each has been a wonderful friend and an important role model over these years. So equipped with an essential value proposition, talented people, and some extra optimism, we bought the investment management subsidiary I had started in 1987, naming it what is now Brinker Capital on Halloween 1991. We were 8 people and 130 million in assets. Today we are 150 people and 18 billion in assets. It's been a great run. The many challenges overcome, lessons learned, and positive outcomes are too numerous to recount here today. It is important to note one aspect of entrepreneurship which is of critical importance. Why did I take the risk? Carl Schramm, a university professor at Syracuse and former president of the Kauffman Foundation, suggested the probable answer in his book, The Entrepreneurial Imperative. In chapter 7, he asks and answers the question, why do entrepreneurs take risks? Hundreds of entrepreneurs were interviewed. No clear patterns emerged except one. The answer, entrepreneurs don't see the risk. They see the opportunity and believe they can manage the risks. The opportunity I saw then, which continues to this day, was and is to provide an institutional quality investment experience to individual investors. I certainly knew, with very seasoned, competent counsel, I could manage the legal risk. And in addition, through long years of business experience in my industry and some education in investment statistics and probability analysis, I believed I could manage the business and investment risk. I'm also wired emotionally to tolerate ambiguity and uncertainty. So the lesson is you successfully bet on yourself as an entrepreneur when you both see the opportunity and can tolerate and manage risk. And back to that thing about tax law making me odd. On reflection, all that technical, legal, and tax study and practice combined with my business experience has enabled me to come up with some valuable ideas which create purchasing power for our clients, challenging work for the members of our firm, and attractive returns for our shareholders. My mix of analytical skills and experience has helped me see things others don't see, and thereby bring economic benefits to the community of interests our firm serves. It all began here. The third critical decision I made was to serve on the board of 3 nonprofit organizations. On these boards, I met wonderful people who taught me a great deal and introduced me to new ideas. The lesson here is there is a lot of value in service to nonprofits. The board of our industry association was a terrific professional experience. Along with 12 other industry professionals, we founded our industry association in 1997, representing then about 300 billion in assets. Over the years, the association became a regularly attended forum for sharing issues, ideas, networking, and identifying trends. Participation in our industry association has been invaluable to me in shaping our firm's strategic directions. Today, the industry association represents over $4 trillion in assets. I like to be involved with growth enterprise, both profit and nonprofit. The board of my undergraduate alma mater, Gettysburg College, presented the opportunity to learn just how higher education institutions govern themselves in transmitting values, intellectual skills, knowledge, and wisdom through the generations. I served on the endowment committee at Gettysburg for 12 years. For 10 of those years, Brinker oversaw the endowment on a pro bono basis. Early on, I became very interested in the Yale model for managing endowments. It is clearly a superior investment philosophy. Gradually, with the support of the members of the endowment committee, the college adopted the Yale model. While I was engaged in this effort, I recognized there is a need to apply this investment philosophy for the benefit of individual investors. And over time, we adopted the core of the Yale model as Brinker's investment philosophy. You can learn a lot of valuable things while working with non-for-profits. Which brings me to our law school. It has been a privilege to work with the outstanding people who serve on the Board of Consultors and John Gatanda and his administration. As I noted earlier, through a professional assessment lens, I am taken with our innovative strategy and the opportunities it presents for our students. Personal reasons apply as well. On a personal and philosophical level, I have 3 reasons for making this investment in the law school. First, simple loyalty. As you now clearly understand, the education I received here has been instrumental to my success. It prepared me for the job market I entered, and now, with our ever-evolving comprehensive curriculum, our students will be prepared for today's and tomorrow's job market. Second, this investment in the law school and its strategic plan will help preserve 2 institutions which are vital to a free society: the rule of law and a market economy. The rule of law protects our human rights, including economic freedom and private property, and thereby a market economy. A market economy produces the prosperity which leads to improved standards of living, as well as the funding for nonprofit organizations and institutions and care for those in need. And third, I believe lawyers knowledgeable in both the principles of law and business and market economics will, as private practitioners and public servants, be good stewards of the rule of law and future prosperity. For my family and I, these personal and philosophical reasons for this investment are also a compelling philanthropic value proposition. I would like to take a moment now and introduce you to my family and tell you a bit about each of them. I know today is all about recognizing me, and like most people, I truly appreciate and enjoy this recognition. And who wouldn't be honored to have Villanova Law School bear your name? But this just isn't about me. This $25 million investment of family treasure is also an expression of our family values. My sister Peg is here. When Barb and I were in law school, Peg frequently cooked dinner for us on Sundays. She also did a wonderful job of typing my papers, which I frequently delivered the night before they were due. Her oldest son, Ryan, is a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, has an MFA from Cranbrook Academy, and was a Fulbright Scholar. Ryan is building a strategy consulting and public relations firm. Our daughter, Ashley, has undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Virginia. Ashley was an All-American and captain of the women's lacrosse team at Virginia. Ashley continues to build her real estate practice and invest in real estate in Philadelphia. Our third child and brother, Clark, unfortunately has a chronic illness and can't be with us. We love Clark and admire his courage in facing his challenges. Barb and I have been married for 44 years. Originally, I wrote this, I put down 43, and I got corrected. But stuff happens. We married my first year here, and we worked our way through Villanova. Barbara was a teacher. I got the GI Bill. I attended monthly meetings and went on active duty in the summer with the Naval Reserve. Barbara's been a terrific mother and a very understanding partner. Her family, too, was committed to education. Her father, Bill Clark, was a colonel in the Army during World War II. He fought through Africa and the Italian campaigns. On his return, Bill taught chemistry and was a very successful high school football coach. He later became superintendent of schools in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and integrated the public schools in 1964. Coach Clark was a man of tremendous moral courage. I admired him a great deal. These brief biographical snippets reveal several of our family's strongly held beliefs. These include, we believe in education and its ability to transform lives and its ability to prepare us to live meaningful lives. We believe in doing our best and understand that a competitive spirit brings out our best. We know that through entrepreneurship and innovation in markets, We create value for others and ourselves. We know people have chronic health problems and other misfortune that require our help. I first had a chance to visit with Father Peter 3 years ago at a law school dinner. The law school campaign was then beginning its quiet phase. I asked Father Peter what concerned him the most. He responded, "I worry about middle-class kids gaining access to a Villanova education. It's just too expensive." My sister Peg and I grew up in a modest immigrant household. My sister was the first to graduate from high school. I was the first to graduate from college. Father Peter, I know with great clarity the value, the transformative effect of a Villanova law degree. Therefore, over time, more than 70% of our family's investment will endow scholarships, and over $15 million of the money raised in our law school campaign will go to scholarships. We will see to it, Father Peter, that a significant portion of these scholarships will go to talented students with need. This too is in the Villanova tradition. Our founding dean sought out and attracted talented students with leadership qualities and provided those in need with scholarships. Today, a number of our alumni who received those Rougeline scholarships serve on our Board of Consultors. Last spring, I attended the Villanova Law Alumni Awards dinner at the Union League. You should all go to one of these events. There we recognized Jim Garland, Joe Del Rosso, Ellen Greenlee, and Ed Rendell. In their brief remarks, each expressed with the grace, humility, and eloquence that are the hallmarks of a Villanova lawyer their appreciation for this law school. As I stood there next to Joe Tate, our current Board of Consultors chair, I thought, how fortunate I am to be a Villanova lawyer. And how fortunate our graduates will be in the decades to come. They will be Villanova lawyers who have had the benefit of our always evolving, comprehensive curricular experience. Many will be in private practice. Many will be outstanding public servants. Some will be entrepreneurs and innovators in for-profit enterprise. Some will be entrepreneurs and innovators in not-for-profit enterprise. They will all have an understanding of how entrepreneurs and innovation create the prosperity which fuels our standard of living and funds our important not-for-profit institution and care for those in need. They will know entrepreneurship and innovation are truly America's secret economic sauce. Finally, I invite you to imagine with me the key features of our law school 5 years from now. Imagine in your mind's eye it is 2021 and the Widger Law School at Villanova University is attracting and enrolling the best and brightest students, students with excellent academic credentials, demonstrated leadership skills, and a passion to practice at the intersection of law and business. Is affordable to all who deserve it. Is known industry-wide as an innovator in legal education, providing groundbreaking programs, particularly at the intersection of law and business, that will enable students to show employers they have not just earned a grade in a course, but that they have mastered the real-world skills, knowledge, and values that are critical to success. Our law school boasts in 2021 a world-class faculty with a national reputation for outstanding teachers and scholars at the intersection of law and business. Our law school has employment statistics that not only outperform our peer schools, but that will serve as proof positive that the Villanova lawyer is a most sought-after national resource in a variety of industries. And our law school will celebrate an unprecedented reputation for excellence in legal education led by nationally renowned centers of excellence. Let us all, administration, faculty, students, alumni, and friends, put our shoulders to the wheel and achieve this dream which is within our grasp. I am all in. I hereby now renew for our strategy where law meets business, Father Peter's call at the close of his capital campaign launch speech. Ready, set, let's go.
Thank you, Chuck, for that truly inspiring speech, for really your generosity to Villanova and really all that you do for the school. We have today a very special sort of memento, the first commemorative diploma of Villanova University Charles Widger School of Law with the commemorative date of January 2016 to Chuck Widger. And with that, we close our program. You'll have an opportunity to thank Chuck, and please enjoy the reception. Thank you very much for coming.